Hey guys, today is December 7th, 2011, and tomorrow, December 8th, will make a year and 6 months on testosterone. So cool. Tomorrow I have a job interview for State Farm Insurance as a team member working for an agent. She's going to open up a new office soon in January, and I applied for the position back in August, but I guess she had hired someone already. But fortunately she kept my resume on standby, and she contacted me last week for an interview, well, this past weekend for an interview, so I had my first interview on Monday, and I must have cleared because now I have my second interview tomorrow. If I get this job, it would be totally awesome. It'd be absolutely wonderful. Insurance business is a pretty good business industry to go into because of the obvious reason that people need insurance. There's always going to be a demand, and yeah, how many commercials do you see in a daytime that involves insurance companies? Another thing I wanted to note about State Farm is that they scored a corporate index of 80 out of 100, I think, in the Human Rights Campaign, their corporate index, where they gauge how LGBT friendly a certain business is. They do have benefits for domestic partnerships. They do also help support transgenders employees with medical benefits for surgeries and hormones and all that. So if I get this job, I would be in a good position. I would be in a good place. And I am a little scared, but more so comfortable and confident. Sales has never been my strongest point, but that was in my old life before when I was such a pushover. Now that I'm becoming more comfortable with myself and more confident, I think I can make it work. And I'm going to try anyway. I'm just going to enjoy the new challenge and see where it takes me. So yeah, wish me luck. Yeah, I'm here at work, working an overnight shift. It's quiet and lonely, so I figured I would kill some time making a video, because if I sleep now, I probably won't. It'll be restless. A couple of topics I wanted to cover in this video. First of all, I wanted to say that I guess the most controversial video I've ever made on my YouTube channel so far was the one about feminism. And I just wanted to clarify that the definition of feminism is the desire for equal human rights, and which I am all for. So by that definition alone, I would obviously consider myself a feminist, because I believe that men and women should have equal rights, equal opportunities, equal chance at everything. If a woman wants to be a construction worker, she should go for it, but she also needs to realize how physically demanding it is. She can't complain about her back being sore or her nails breaking. She can, but she shouldn't make such a big deal out of it, because she obviously knew what she was getting herself into when she applied for that job. And the reason why, the mind frame that I was in when I made that other video, I was thinking of someone that thoroughly upset me. She works for a company that I used to work at. She started off years ago from the bottom of the ladder and climbed her way up to the upper management position that she's in now. And she clawed her way up through, despite the fact that we live in a male-centric society, a male-driven world, a man's world, and she fought her way through it. Fought through the sexism, fought through, she put all her energy, and she made it to where she's at. So what upset me is that the impression that she gives off to me regarding myself and my transition is that she thinks that I am cheating my way through life by skipping through all that female hardship by trying to transition just so I can automatically skip up to the male privilege status, which is an absolute nonsense. My life and her life are completely different. So the impression that I got from her when I made that video was that, yeah, she she didn't think it was fair that I cheat my way through life, I guess. That's the simplest way I can explain it. And so, yeah, what I was talking about in that other video was mostly about female chauvinism, where they get angry and bitter, they start man-hating, that's that kind of thing. And that's what I was mostly talking about. That's why I made that comment about something about I'm not a feminist because I don't hate men or something like that. I know that's the extreme case. That's why I wanted to make the distinction between confidence, ego, and arrogance. Confidence is okay, having an ego is okay, but being arrogant, especially when it's sexist related, I don't think that's cool. I don't think it's cool for men to treat women badly, to think that because they run the world they can abuse women in all the ways that there is, you know, physically, emotionally, sexually, all that. I don't think men should be able, you know, I don't think that's right for them to think that it's okay to do that to women or to people in general. At the same time, I don't think women should hate on a guy just because he's a guy, just because he, especially a well-intentioned guy that, you know, is just trying to live his life, doesn't want to step on any toes, doesn't want to offend anyone, and he's that, you know, and especially a guy like me who wants more understanding and more peace in the world and more love, more equality. I'm all for it. So it didn't seem cool that she thought that way about me. So that's why I was upset. That's why I said the things I did. And I know my wires got crossed, I got misunderstood, and I'm terribly sorry for anyone I offended in that video. I might take it down, maybe, probably, I don't know, if I ever get around to it. So yeah, my opinion on feminism is not a bad one. Again, I believe in equal rights. I just think that if women feel this strongly, and they need to not be about hating the other side, and men, a lot of, you know, guys and their arrogance or whatever, need to sometimes tone it down, and between the two sides come together and make an understanding, which kind of leads into the next topic I wanted to discuss, was my opinions on relationships. Now, I know my attitude regarding my personal relationship life wasn't a good one in the last video. As an update, I'm okay where my love life or lack of it is. Where right now it's a little complicated to explain. But first I'll just give you my general opinion before I go into specifics regarding me. My general opinion on relationships is that people should open their minds and realize that a one-person monogamous relationship isn't the only way to go. That it doesn't have to be the stereotypical route of dating, or meeting, dating, courting, getting serious, getting married, and having kids, and all that. The American dream. It's obvious. I'm sure that you guys know people in your daily lives, you know, who have divorced or have broken up, and one of the biggest reasons is because of cheating. The divorce rates for Americans are high, and yeah, a lot of people break up because of cheating, and yet the same people who cheat keep trying to force themselves back into monogamous relationships. They keep putting themselves in that hamster wheel of trying to make it work, and when some of them should just consider the possibility that they are just not the monogamous type. And I think once society accepts the fact that not everyone is, people will be more understanding and more open to that possibility. I think that everyone should find within themselves what makes them happy. Even if, you know, religious, moral reasons, spiritual reasons aside, because some of that oftentimes influences the status quo. Find what is good and true within yourself. You know, our current society encourages the monogamous marriage, the monogamous heterosexual marriage. They do it in the form of religion, even though it's supposed to be separate between church and state. They do it in the form of tax breaks, status, owning property. Oh God, my nose is itchy. Yeah, society encourages that. But I'm sure you know people, because I know I do, who only marry for the tax breaks, for the benefits. And no one harasses them about it, no one dings them for it, and no one thinks twice about it. And it's okay. So I don't understand why, if they're okay with that kind of a relationship, that they have to criticize others, like same-sex marriage, same-sex couples, polyamorous relationships, that swinger dynamics, you know, all the things that are considered non-traditional. I made my earlier take was a 20-minute video, so I'm trying to cut it short. My opinion is this, even though I keep saying my opinion is, think about who you are. Think about the kind of person or persons you want to be with. And don't let anyone tell you different or judge you for it. Don't allow them to criticize you. And I'm not saying that people who are considering being polyamorous or whatever need to, you know, they should just go out in a club and screw everyone that they see, man, woman, whatever your preference is, that they should just blindly go out and shotgun it. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that people need to be smart, need to be wise about the choices they make, about the people that they meet, the relationships they want to have with that person. A lot of times people get the wrong idea about polyamorous relationships. They think they want to build one, but they don't explain to the partners involved that, hey, realize that you're not the only one I'm with. I'm with other people. And it doesn't mean I love or care about you any less. It just means my personal happiness involves having the capacity to love many people at the same time. And I know that blows people's minds. People who are just so used to thinking that you can only put your time and invest your time and energy into one person till death do you part. And some people can only do it that way. Some people can only invest their love, their energy, their affection, their time and money and all that into one person. Some people can only do it that way, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are people who can make connections with multiple partners, sexual or non, and they shouldn't be harassed or criticized for it, as long as they're all adults, all consenting adults who understand the dynamic of the relationship. That it's the same concept as you know, having sex with just one partner or multiple partners, being wise about contraceptives, about abortion, about STI. It's, you know, there have been talks of politicians who want to, you know, ban abortions or even ban contraceptives because they think contraceptives promote promiscuity, when promiscuity happens with or without the contraceptives. People need to accept the fact that that human beings are nothing but horny animals. I mean, it's written all over the media, it's written in our advertising, it's all over the internet. Porn is $1 billion industry because of it. But at the same time, everyone's trying to be so hush-hush about sex. They don't want their kids to learn about it, or they give them the wrong information about it because they think that if children know the truth, that they're just going to go batshit crazy. And if people thought more about other forms of relationships instead of just a monogamous one, then they will go batshit crazy, and then the world will just spiral and fall apart. No, that's not true. There are people who can't control themselves. Yeah, there are people like that. Again, what I'm saying is being smart about the choices that you make, doing your research, learning about people, engaging in connections that can lead to a relationship that's beneficial to you and the other person, or persons. if that's how you float. And I'm just saying that people shouldn't be criticized or harassed if their views of their definition of happiness is non-traditional. Yeah, I think there'd be a lot more happier people, more happy people in the world if they were willing to open their minds to other possibilities. It's obvious that when society tries to put walls, try to put humanity and sexuality and the human experience into boxes, people are going to want to spill out of those boxes because they know that they don't fit. Obviously, I don't fit in, in neat boxes, and not by choice, just because that's who I am. And LGBT people supposedly don't fit in the sexual gender norm boxes either, but that's not because just to be rebels. That's because who we are isn't about the labels, isn't about the boxes. It's about being true to ourselves, honest with ourselves, and being happy with ourselves. And that's all it comes down to, is love. It all comes down to love. Love for yourself, love for your friends, your family, your coworkers, and building positive energies together, whether it's between coworkers, between high school classmates, college classmates, sexual partners, different kinds of relationships. And if they're all good and they all encourage happiness and safety and trust and comfort, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? That's my spiel on that for a bit. Hopefully that made sense. My personal opinion on relationships, for me, that's a secret. I have a belief, and I believe in it strongly. I don't feel at liberty to discuss it just yet because it's something that I discovered recently within myself, and I'm just experimenting with it. And I'm happy with that. And once I explain it, I know some eyes will roll for sure, especially people that know me in my personal life, but who cares? So, yeah, that is my spiel for today. Hope everyone's doing well. And yeah, I will give you an update on how my job interview went. Take care, guys. Talk to you all later. Aloha.